All right, guys. So we're gonna roll right into the NFL. We'll talk about the playoffs. This last weekend, we had championship weekend. Um, Reaction from the NFL this weekend. Do we want to start with? First game was the AFC Broncos and the Patriots. Looked great, and then 5 minutes left in the third quarter, a snowstorm started to roll in, and holy cow, man! I That was at one point you you couldn't even see. You could like when they did like field shots, it was like they were just gone. So it just like you couldn't see them because of the snow. It got so crazy, and the wind made it impossible. I Everybody I think thinks that the Denver kicker missed that kick. That kick was blocked. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, it was barely tipped, but it was tipped.
Holy cow, that was incredible, huh? So, what a block, what a stud play for a special teams guy. I mean, it's like, what a time to step up, make a play, and get it done.
That was easily a difference maker in that entire game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I didn't think Stidham did bad at all. I thought he did a pretty good job. I got this. I know the stats. It's 17-31, only 133 yards. He had one touchdown, one interception, had a core QBR of 63. Statistically, not great, but it's like he did good enough to.
He had a good first half, but I think
the second half, Steve, the whole game was the first half.
There was a lot that changed after the second half for him, and the way that he played. I don't whether it was the weather or whatever the reason. I mean, everybody was talking about how great of a job he was doing for the first half, not turning the ball over, making good reads. It was a good performance from him, especially since I think he's the first player to start in a championship game at his age, or what was the
really
first time he's played a games in 300 and something days.
Okay. Oh, well, yeah. That I believe. Yeah, he's just he made. Listen, one of the greatest jobs on the planet might be being a backup quarterback. Even being a practice squad guy, I believe they make right around $200,000 a year, especially like if you've been in the league for a while. Let me just take a quick gander here. Let's see, practice squad NFL salary. Yeah, $234,000 a year on an 18 week, just in 18 weeks. That's $235,000. That's a pretty good living. But anyway, yeah, Jared Stidham made a career out of being a backup. I'm not surprised, man. Totally agree, dude.
How much of an impact do you think the white jerseys of the Patriots had
on the being field? Able to see on the field, none. If you're watching the game,
quarter.
Yeah, no, I don't. If you're on the field, no.
Yeah, no.
I don't think the
players. They were talking about Brady was talking about that, about how that plays into it visually.
Well, I mean, if Brady said yes, then I would go with Brady instead of my opinion.
I should have led with that. My bad.
If Brady says it can be an issue, then it can be an issue.
I know there was a lot of issues, like with the broadcasting of it, with the way they were doing the digital lines. There was a lot of complaints about how it was bleeding into the uniforms.
Okay.
Oh, people are getting real picky.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You're watching the game. Calm down. Drake May was 10 of 21, 86 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked 5 times with a QBR of 58.8. He was outplayed by Stidham.
He was, at the end of the first half, he was their leading passer and their leading rusher.
Drake May, yeah, I know, because Drake May, I will bring this in, rushed for 10 times for 65 yards and a tutty. So he did not get outplayed. But
you got to give him credit; he didn't lose.
So I take that back. That was a dumb comment. Sorry.
He did what he needed to do. He went out and he played a good game where he didn't turn the ball over.
Yeah,
he didn't throw any interceptions. He did not lose that game for them. He left it for the rest of the team to win or lose that game.
He did enough to send him to the Super Bowl. I mean, he's obviously he's amazing. I mean, he led him to this point. So
yeah, crazy on his second year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going to a Super Bowl.
Yep. Yeah.
Hmm.
Brock Purdy. What did he do his first year? He went to the NFC Championship game and blew out his UCL. It's like there's been a few quarterbacks that have done that early on, showing just a great amount of maturity Drake May has.
If I heard it correctly, Dan Marino is the only other person at his age to make it to the Super Bowl.
That was a great Super Bowl, Super Bowl 19 at Stanford University, and the 49ers won 38-16.
That's why he knows it.
Yeah, that was a great day. That was Joe Montana's second. Roger Craig had 86 total yards that day. 49ers, actually, that game didn't get away from the Dolphins until later on. It was actually Dolphins, it was 10-7. And then what's funny is the Niners went back. They made it 10-10, I believe. And then the Dolphins went into the 2-minute drill and they got 13 points. So the 49ers on the very next kickoff fumbled. And the Dolphins got 16, and they were up at halftime. The Dolphins were in the lead at halftime, and then the 49ers just went on an absolute tear. Or I think, you know what? Never mind. They were up. The 49ers went up 28-10, and then the Dolphins got 13 points. Then they fumbled, making it 28-16 at the half. So that's right. When the Dolphins went up 10-7 in that game, the Niners defense stepped up, and they couldn't. Burrito, I think, was like 1 of 7 in his next 2 drives. And on the next 2 drives for the Niners, they scored on 3 straight drives to make it 28-10. That's what it was. So anyway, yeah. But Marino obviously went on to have just an incredible career. God, that guy, yeah, he could sling it.
For sure.
That Dolphins team was fun to watch. It's a shame he never got one. He never got back to the Super Bowl after that.
Really?
He never went to another Super Bowl.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? So anyway, yeah, the Pats to the Super Bowl. Afternoon game, Seahawks, Rams. Great game. I actually hit a 4-leg anytime touchdown score ticket on that game. So yeah, it was crazy. It was plus 24.75. So I can bring it up. But anyway, what do you guys think, Nick?
The Seahawks San Francisco game the outcome was what I expected, but man, that game was not what I expected at all.
Yeah, me neither.
Fun game to watch.
Yeah, it was way closer than I thought it was going to be. Brock Purdy and the 49ers look great. But so did the Seahawks. Some of the defensive, some of the sacks and blitz packages that they were throwing up were just completely eliminating everybody. Quarterbacks were getting blasted on both sides of the ball. It was great. But I expected more scoring. But I'm glad the Seahawks are going, and I know the 49ers are pissed being that the Super Bowl's at their home stadium. They were 1 game away.
It was the Rams, not the 49ers.
Why do I keep saying the 49ers?
It's all right.
Probably because we were talking about the Niners.
We brought him up.
And the Dolphins.
We know. Yeah, we were just talking about the 49ers and Dolphins. No, you're good.
Yeah,
we know
you
that.
1985.
I remember that. Yeah. But yeah, never mind. So
he doesn't want to remember the Rams beat the Bears. That's all it is.
The Rams never made it this far.
It was there it is. Here you go. It was Puka Nacua. Oh, you can't see that at all, can you? Anyway, I had Puka Nacua, Kenneth Walker III, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, and Kyron Williams anytime touchdown scorer. So
yeah, you had them all except for Puka up until
at halftime. At halftime, 3 of them had already hit, and then the first touchdown for the Rams in the second half was. It was cool. I just threw that one in. It was 25-1-650. So anyway, those are always fun to just call them lotto tickets. Just throw them in for fun. So, yeah, Brandon.
It was a great game to watch. I think, both high skill teams, but like the Rams, I think the guy that made a difference for the Seahawks that the Rams didn't have an answer to was Cooper Kupp.
Man,
he had a great game, and they just could not stop him.
That was
Yeah.
also really hard listening to them talk about the Seahawks being on an offense and Cooper Kupp making catches. Just because he's always been associated in my brain as a Ram. It was just weird.
Yeah, fair enough. He was. Yeah, it's weird to see him on another team. But yeah, I agree. But it's
I think the reason that the
here's
game
the
was so close is because the Rams' offensive line did such a great job against that
yeah,
front four of the Seattle.
Seahawks.
I mean,
Yeah.
they kept them in check for most of the game, and
22
Stafford had all day to throw the ball.
That's
Mhm.
Steve. He was 22 at 35, 63% completion percentage. He went for 374 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was sacked only once for a 9-yard loss, and his QBR was 127.6. So,
Offensive lines are all they never get enough credit.
yeah, no, and Sam Darnold was equally impressive, 25 at 36, almost 70%. He went for
Wow.
346, 3 touchdowns, and 127.8 QBR. It was a great just battle. Here's what I'm going to say. New England, you have a roadmap on how to get past Seattle's defense. You have a roadmap, and they've got 2 weeks to look at it. I still think the better offense is in New England. Anybody?
I agree. I think it's New England's to lose.
But it's
Going into the Super in 2 weeks.
It's close. I agree with Nick. I think, and nothing against Seattle either.
No.
I'm not going to be surprised either way. I think it's hard to pick. You know, it'd be hard to pick a winner. Obviously, we won't do Super Bowl picks till next week, but it's like we're in it now. It's like right now, if I had
Seattle
to
has a good chance.
let's say, oh, I 100%, Steve. I'm just saying right now, if I had to pick a team, I'd take New England. But you guys know how this progresses, and you really start to dive into the numbers and everything, like I love to do. And it's like I have a feeling. Number one, if I was picking right now and I took New England and Seattle won, it's like, yeah, okay, sure. I was wrong on that one. You know what I mean? Like right now in my Yahoo pick'em, I've only picked one game incorrectly, and that was the Packers Bears. So on
No
here,
respect.
yeah. What's that?
Has anybody been keeping track of what we've been doing with our picks so far?
No, I've had 2 incorrect because I on here I picked the 49ers, even though everywhere else I picked Seattle. I can say that now. It's like, sorry, Niner Nation. Sorry, guys.
Emotional picks.
I'll stay true. When it comes down to money, I have to not be emotional about it. So, yeah, I don't know. It's 2 really good defenses, guys. I just think it's going to come down to who executes on defense. But it's like looking into it, we have to look at like who has the better offensive line. Who do you guys think has the better offensive line?
That's a good question. I mean, the Patriots do have a good offensive line. You are correct, though. If the Patriots can repeat what Rams just did to the Seahawks, they will win that game.
I think they'd win it by 10 or more.
I really do think the difference is going to be that Seattle front four in the Super Bowl, whether they can get to the quarterback and pressure him versus what the Rams were able to do and keep them in check.
Brandon, what do you think?
I think right now, I have to give the edge to Seattle.
Right now. Okay.
Right now, after just watching those 2 games, seeing how they both performed. And it's just a slight edge, but I have to give it to them.
And here's my thing, Brandon. I know what you're saying. It's like, here's my thing. The Rams gave up a massive amount of points to Carolina. And they gave up enough points against the Bears. They couldn't do anything. I just don't think it's – I don't think it's as close as we think when it comes to Seattle's offense. So
I agree.
I'm just that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at. I don't think there is a good measuring stick on Seattle's offense. I just don't think it's as good as you know, I don't think it's as good as we think. You know what I mean? Oh, they put up 41 against San Francisco. It's like the Niners had practice squad guys. Like, it's in all seriousness, it was like betting. There was no way I would put a dime on San Francisco. It was an easy money bet. You know what I mean? And it's like, I know people hate betting and they hate that mentality, but it's, it is what it is. So, Nick, you good? Do you want to add anything?
No, no, I'm just looking forward to the game. We get a week off of football, except for the Pro Bowl. They did just sign with Drake May making it to the Super Bowl. You got Sanders is going to be going to the Pro Bowl, which I saw, which would be kind of nice.
It's great.
No comment.
Yeah, he's okay. Let's see. Anything else on coaches? I mean, we kind of talked about it just to close that just out. Anything else on coaches? Like the Bills, I still feel like is a pretty attractive job. Any idea who you think that might be? I mean, I didn't think about Mike McCarthy for a possibility for anywhere. And that's, I feel like that it is an interesting hire. I am going to get more Steeler reactions on that. I am. I'm going to check it out. I really, really, really want to get some more reaction on that. And I'm like, I feel like there's better. I feel like not everybody's upset about it. There's got to be some. I really want to get a hold of my buddy Brian. He's a huge Steeler fan and see what he thinks. I wasn't able to get a hold of him or another friend, Mike, and get their reaction. So it's like I'm still going to work on that. Again, just to recap, I think Mike McDaniel's going to be absolutely incredible in LA. I think Charger fans should be pumped. So, other than that, any idea who is going to take that job? Is it going to be somebody like that nobody expected, or could it be like a Pete Carroll,
like Philip Rivers?
Well, Brandon already said he's pulled his hat out of the ring. He is definitely not going to be the next head coach of the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, good. Man, I like Pete Carroll. I liked him when he was at USC, and I thought he did great things with the Seahawks early on. But I don't think giving him 1 year as a Raiders head coach was a fair shot to what he could do for an organization. So I think he's still got some coaching left in him.
He is old.
I don't like the fact that a lot of these organizations fire their coach after 1 year. They don't even get a chance to do anything.
Yeah,
I mean, you're basically running off of the same staff and the same players that you did the previous year. They don't have time to make any changes in a year.
Yeah, that's an inherited team, basically.
Yeah, great. That's a great, Brandon. It's an inherited team. You're not getting to do anything. But I believe Pete Carroll. I believe from what I've heard from a lot of Raider fans, and Brandon, you might be able to, tell us what the word on the street is. You know what I mean? Like, but I kind of heard that maybe it was a relationship that was they just weren't vibing, and that's more along the lines of what it was. Have you heard anything?
Yeah, I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot about like that's a big issue just in that organization. There's a lot of
In
not
general,
vibing
just
between
overall.
a lot of people.
Okay. I can understand that. That just saying, boy, if that's the problem, it's like that organization needs to be fixed. Then you can't, the Raiders is just such a great historic organization. It's like we want the Raiders in the playoffs, right? Like it's one of those teams where it's like, oh man, the Raiders are back in the playoffs. That's a good thing. So
like I always say, you always see the same teams in the playoffs because they have a great front office that knows what they're doing. That's why you already see the Pats back in the mix again after a short break.
Right. That makes sense.
For sure.
Yeah, they are. Seattle, just so you know, is out right now. They are 5-point favorites so far. So, I just saw something that I thought was fun. Oh, here it is. So yeah, speaking of betting, I want to talk about betting for a minute. Super Bowl 60 odds. So one bettor won 1 point or will win $1.4 million after Sam Darnold Seahawks win. Oh, they did win. Sorry. Bettor won $1.4 million when the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
How
Is
much
it one of
do
those
you-
like $25 bets they made in the preseason type thing?
I don't see an actual specific wager. Oh, yep, here it is. Yahoo Sports was first to report that a Nevada bettor at BetMGM wagered $50,000 on 3 separate Seahawks related futures back in August. $150,000 in total, which would win just under $4.5 million if Seattle wins the Super Bowl. The franchise's first championship win since Super Bowl in 2014.
Jeez.
The 3 bets.
Wow.
$50,000 on the Seahawks to win Super Bowl 60 at 60-1 odds will win $3 million. $50,000 bet was on the Seahawks to win the NFC at 28-1 odds, and he won $1.4 million, already signed, sealed, and delivered. $50,000 on the Seahawks to make the playoffs at plus 185 odds to win, so he won $92,500 on that bet. So he's bet a total of 150 grand. So far, the dude's already cleared 1.5.
I'm so mad.
He's already made.
Who has $150,000 to do that with?
What's
He's
that?
already obviously has money.
Yeah, anybody that bets like that's just a lunatic, or has a lot of money. Like the most I think I've ever bet on one ticket was 2,500. Yeah, I've done 1,000 on a handful of occasions, but those are like bets that.
How much did you end up winning with that for?
I've never lost $1,000 bet. It's like you're always you're betting on 1 or 2 legs, and that like the $1,000 will net you like $400 or $500, and then it's like okay, now you just take your winnings and you go. You don't keep rolling that much. At least I don't. You know what I mean? So anyway, I had $1,000 bet that won 2,200 plus my cool G back. But yeah, so it's when you're betting 50 grand, whew, you got sets of cojones, man. I'll tell you that. And like Steve said, you've got money, like big. You're
not throwing that much cheese around if you don't have it to spend.
No, like it'd be fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun to be able to do bets like that. It's awesome.
You don't bet what you aren't willing to lose.
Exactly. And that, like, Brandon, it's probably just fun money, right? At that point. So,